the day after they killed Alex Pretti. So, nonetheless, though, guys, aside from the dramatic pause and all that, I want to let you guys know this is my new series that I want to do the day after, where I'm going to be talking about drama, online stuff, a lot of other stuff like that. So, do know that this will not always be the topic of the day after, but anything that really big that happens and I see it, I'm talking about it. So, this is what we're talking about today. Unfortunately, it's not really great news I would like to start this series off on, but I think it needs to be said. It needs to be put out there. Granted, I'm one of the million voices that are already shouting out, saying, talking about this murder of a fellow neighbor. And it's just horrific. All right, so let's get into it. So Alex Pretti is an intensive care nurse, U.S. citizen, um, that was unfortunately murdered by ICE agents in Minneapolis while protecting other fellow protesters, two female protesters to be specific, from ICE agents that were pepper spraying, pistol whipping, and brutalizing them. Unfortunately, Alex Pretti was the one that did receive most of that damage. Uh, and so let's just get right into it. So Alex Pretti was at a protest that a pop-up protest that was occurring because of an ICE raid going on at that place, which we already know my opinion on ICE in general. They are all scumbags to me, and I do not care for them at all. But the fact is, though, Alex Pretti was there protesting, recording, using his First Amendment right as an American, as a person of this country, to record these ICE agents and try to hold them accountable. Unfortunately, ICE agents at the time decided what would be the best move. Yeah, let's start pushing these women back, pepper spraying them, and just like overall just brutalizing them. And Alex Pretti came in and tried to pull away these two protesters to try to pull them away to safety. The ICE agents proceeded to grab him, pull him back, throw him to the ground, and proceeded to uh, pistol whip. You can see from one of the camera angles if I can find it. I've already gone ahead and removed the audio from this video because you do hear the gunshots shot in this video. But quick correction, they weren't hitting him with a firearm. They were hitting him in the face with a pepper spray canister. Pepper spray him and just overall beat the living hell out of him. So here's the thing about Alex Pretti. He was a Second Amendment user. So, of course, he had a piece of iron on him on his right lower side, but on his back. And because of this, DHS's Secretary Kristi Noem has been out over here saying, oh, he was over there brandishing his firearm. He was threatening the lives of our agents. Our agents feared for their lives. Just the exact same as Nicole Good, even though she tried turning her car and driving the other goddamn way. But, our agents felt so terrified, so scared. Oh, they have no training. They are like little children that don't know what to do in serious scenarios. Jokes aside, the fact is, though, is that she tried to paint Alex Pretti as a domestic terrorist, as they did with Renee Nicole Good, and try to make it seem like he was there purposely to agitate and to threaten the lives of these agents.
An individual approached U.S. Border Patrol officers with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. The officers attempted to disarm this individual, but the armed suspect reacted violently.
Yeah, he sure looks violent with how he's huddled up there on the floor, trying to protect his head, in a damn near fetal position. Yeah, he looks real threatening like that. Horrific. When that is not the case, especially in the video, as you can see. They are just beating this guy as he's on the ground. Already, he had no firearm in his hands, beating him. And as you can see, the agent in a gray coat actually gets in there and sees that there's a firearm, and you can hear the agents yell "gun, gun, gun" as they typically would, and and proceed to disarm him. And as he's being disarmed, another agent that was behind Pretti so obviously within eyesight can see that he's being disarmed, proceeds to reach into his his right, oh my god, into his holster, pull out his firearm, put it right up against his back, and unload his firearm. And as the ICE agents disperse, if I remember correctly from other angles, you can see other ICE agents pull out their firearms and proceed to unload on Alex Pretti. Here's that video for you guys right now. As you can see, the guy in the gray is pulling the gun out from the back of him, in his back of his holster. The agent right here on the left of the gray agent pulls out his gun. Boom. They killed a American citizen, an intensive care nurse that their only job is to help and ensure people's safety. They killed him for nothing more than just the fact that he was there to protect his fellow US citizens and stand up for what was goddamn right. And yet, no, they proceeded to brutalize this man and murder him for nothing more than just having a firearm on his person and using his goddamn First Amendment. The fact is that he was a goddamn US citizen and had every right to do all those things. It is genuinely horrible and disgusting to see, especially the upper echelons of the government, to see this video and be like, yeah, no, that didn't happen, actually. So what really happened was that he was over here brandishing his firearm, pointing it at them and threatening their lives. That's why they brutally beat this man down and kept him on his hands and knees as he took away his gun and proceeded to blow his back out with a bunch of fucking bullets. But the fact is that they are trying to put wool over our eyes and say, "Oh no, that's not what happened. That's not what happened." It's like doing this. It's like they're putting their hands like this in front of us, even though like right below it we can see everything happening, and they're just playing it in our face, thinking that we're goddamn stupid enough to just be like, "Yeah, you know what? The government is right. He was a domestic terrorist," when that was so obviously not the case. And the fact is that they're going to keep doing this, unfortunately. They're going to keep brutalizing our fellow neighbors for nothing more than standing up and saying, you know what? We will not stand for this. We will protest and we will say that you are wrong and ensure that whenever we can, we could get you out of office. And it was just it was in the video itself, you could see that as they unload on this guy, it's just so disheartening to see. It's honestly, okay, look. It's genuinely so disheartening to see this country that I grew up in, and the ones that and like how I've been taught by this country is that the Yahtzees were bad. But yet we're seeing the same playbook over again. And they are brutalizing our fellow neighbors for nothing more than just deciding to quote unquote exist, because apparently we get the factor to decide to exist. No, frick you. The fact is, they killed this man, this innocent man that was doing the right thing, for nothing more than standing up for his fellow neighbors. Horrific, disgusting, vile troglodytes murdered this man. And I can't even begin to understand why they are trying to play it in our face, thinking that we're freaking stupid, thinking that we can't see with our own goddamn eyes. But I know for a fact they're right, though. Unfortunately, they're right. So there's some of us out there that are going to be like, yeah, he did that. He was harming those ICE agents. It's so obvious that he wasn't, though. It was so obvious, and it's just so infuriating knowing that fact. Because look, all right, at work, right? I remember when Renee Nicole Good's unfortunate business happened. I remember my coworkers talking about it, and they were siding with the ICE agents, even though clearly within the footage, first, second, and third shot were all unnecessary. They were not necessary because she was driving away from the scene. So first, now you could get shot for trying to flee the scene from ICE agents trying to brutalize you and your loved ones. Now they are going to brutalize you for using your First Amendment and trying to protect and pull your other fellow protesters away from danger. The escalation is slowly happening. And the fact is, they are still playing it in our face like we're goddamn stupid. It is genuinely disgusting, horrific to see that the nation that I grew up in, the one that I thought, are the good guys. These are the guys that fought off against, Hitler and all those other guys. It's horrific. It's hard. And it's severely disheartening. But the fact is, we cannot let this just go in vain. We got to understand that this is now more than ever a reason to give them backlash, to really get out there and protest against them, to really show that, hey, you may be going around brutalizing our neighbors, but the fact is, we will not stand for that. We won't just sit down like good little boys and girls just because you decided to become violent. Frick, no. That's what they want. They want us to fear them. But the fact is, we cannot give that to them. And I really doubt that we are. From some of the protests that I've seen after the fact, there are thousands of people out there in Minneapolis protesting what happened to Alex Pretti, Renee Nicole Good, and Keith Porter. If you guys did not know, I feel like everyone keeps forgetting about Keith Porter too. I feel like everyone keeps forgetting about that guy. But the fact is, people are out there protesting against the brutalization of their goddamn neighbors. And I want to see more of it. And I ain't going to say anything for myself, just for my own safety. But please, everyone, show up and show them that they cannot just push around the people just because they want to have a little extra money, more power, and such and such. Screw them. Screw them genuinely. It's just, nonetheless, guys, I appreciate you all being here. I hope you all take it easy. Please be safe out there. Protest safely and responsibly, and don't play stupid about it neither. If anything, this calls for playing it much more smarter than we ever have before, and I really do wish for all your guys' safety. Please stay safe out there, guys. I'll see you all next time. Bye.